truest of stories.
Gamebreaker TV.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to GuildCast episode 44 for October 10th, 2012. You're watching Gamebreaker TV. I'm Gary Gannon, and today, more items coming to the gem store. Big news for the PvP community, and more patch notes. All that and more, of course, your viewer questions. But first up, the one, the only from Zam.com, Mr. Scott Hawks.
Hello.
Hello, shaved head boy.
Yeah. I went to Stretch of Devastation and pulled my bloody hair out.
Next, you're going to start cooking meth.
Grow goatee.
Well, it's a growing industry.
It is.
Breaking Bad reference. All right, a little early.
I need the
I was there with you. I got the reference.
I need
know you got
the
it. I'm glad
goatee though,
somebody-
and I need to get the goatee and drop like 150 pounds, and then maybe.
And then start murdering people.
And then start murdering people.
Hi.
Liz, can we have a Breaking Bad session a little later in the show? Because I'm on season 2, episode 3 or 4.
We can totally do that.
All right, cool, bro.
I like it.
And Richard Procopio, Gamebreaker writer.
You owe me a new pair of eardrums.
No problem, bro. Hurt a little bit?
Ship those right
Man,
over.
I turned it up and you screamed. Wow.
I have PTSD about that. Not the Gamebreaker song.
Oh no, what is he going? He's out.
So this week,
He doesn't stay
good.
angry for very long.
He never had one lesson.
Not a one.
My dog doesn't like the guitar.
oh,
It's okay,
Poor Sophie.
Sophie. It's only a guitar. All right!
Poor Sophie.
Soothe her to sleep with the tunes. All right, folks. The folks over at Guild Wars 2 DB, GW2DB.com found a few extra items. They were over there data mining the data mining. However they do the data mining, I'm not really sure how the data mining is done. But those evil internet gremlins who get in there and jump in the code and decipher through it and pull out textures and JPEGs and all kinds of stuff, they find stuff. Before we get into all the stuff that they found, are we guys all in agreement here that pretty much all this stuff looks like gem store items?
yeah.
Most of it.
Yeah.
You think there's some stuff in here that might not be?
Well, I
Well,
mean, stuff that's going to be you've probably found elsewhere as well, but will be on offer on the gem store. One would think, because they look the sort of thing that people would go crazy for. The gem store.
Yes, like the big 3, which I think everybody are gonna go crazy for. Take my money. Here. There's a credit card. Take them all. Just take them all, because I really need these right here. The big 3 are the, and these are all separate. But permanent access to the bank, the trading post, and the vendor. Probably the most useful things in the game.
Now, Richie found a discrepancy about that being part of it. Richie, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, we're not sure if these were just found through data mining, because there is a blog post in late September by ArenaNet that said that those items already had a very rare drop chance in the Black Lion chest. That was one of the improvements that they said that they had made to the Black Lion chests. And so they was just recently data mined out after this last patch. So it's either they just added them to the game, or they was just recently data mined. And these are the items that I think might actually have the chance of not being on the gem store. I'm not sure.
So they're just like so rare that nobody's seen them up to yet? Do you think? With
I don't
the
know.
amount of It's just I just think with the amount of Black Lion chests that are flying around in the swimming around in banks, because I know I've got lots of them. They must be like incredibly rare then if they hadn't really popped up till now, because I'm sure that those sort of items, people will be screaming around, look what I found.
Yeah, you'd think. On September 25th, they said that they added a chance to receive new items like a permanent version of the Black Lion Trader Express. So that's something that they said has been in it. So, yes, that's puzzling.
That would stink if they said it was in it, but not until this past Sunday.
Someone's like, "Oh, I'll buy a bunch of keys and try and get one," and then no. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Rare items are rare. What?
Exactly, because, if you had saved up a bunch of these, right, 30 or 40 of these chests, and after that last patch note went out and kind of opened them all hoping to get one of these permanent things, and it wasn't even in the game until this last Sunday, that would stink pretty hard. So hopefully that wasn't the case, and it was just...
Yeah, so it feels like there's a miscommunication somewhere.
Yeah.
Liz
which is why you should never
lucky enough to win one of these in a black iron chest! Lion chest! Right, Liz?
No.
Didn't you get the trading post one in a black lion chest? I thought you were lucky enough to get one.
No, I had someone say that he had seen it, like gotten it, but now I'm not even sure because of the whole data miners are saying they're brand new, ArenaNet saying they were in weeks ago, and it's all just confusing.
Damn, that guy's a total troll.
Misinformation.
I like this accompanied GuildCast.
You don't stop.
I should go get my son's viola.
I was gonna say I'm sure I can make noise with something in this room.
Well, I mean, do you guys expect all of these items possibly to have a really small chance in the Black Lion chest as well? It kind of sounds like that's what they may be doing, which makes everybody just shut up.
The first taste is free. Going back to Breaking Bad, aren't we? First taste is free on a rare chance, and then, oh, this is so good. I would need to go get some more from the gem store.
It'd be really stupid to buy lion keys to try for the rare chance to get from a chest if it's also available for sale in the gem store. That is really dumb. Ravius at Kill 10 Rats was talking the other day about you should never try and buy mini packs to get the rare minis. You should just buy them in game, because you're going to spend so much less gold or so many fewer gems if you're buying gems to convert to gold. So I don't understand why they would do both of those and hope to make money off both venues.
But I feel like people who go to Vegas know that the odds of them winning are slim, but they like the thrill of it.
A little different.
You gotta make it up in the free drinks.
Exactly.
Oh, mini scale got crapped out.
But this, if they do offer all of these in chests, I mean, it's totally not something that they really need to do. But I think it's an awesome perk if they actually do offer these, and even if there's the slightest possibility of winning these things, I think that's a really cool way to do it.
You're like the one person who gets the 2 Black Lion keys as a quest reward, and you're like, oh my goodness, I just got. It'd be amazing. It'd be amazing.
The other big thing with this too is that players can also trade gold for gems that they've been farming away, so that kind of adds to it as well. I mean, it seems like they've really kind of, I don't know, I'm blowing smoke right now up their butts, but I really feel like the more and more we kind of see with the gem system, if they kind of go this route with it where there's always options for it, I think people will be a lot more comfortable with this type of a system.
Correct.
Yeah, it's clear that when they're designing this, that they're going, you know what, we want to make money, and we're not hiding that fact. But at the same time, they are thinking about the reaction to things and how it feels for players that are playing the game and are loyal to the game and enjoying the game, but actually don't want to have to spend their money. And so they've taken a lot of steps to actually make people feel pretty good about it overall, regardless of whether they want to spend that money or not. And I think they're doing very well in that regard.
They gave us a philosophy.
Richie Procopio's a cheapskate. He doesn't want to spend any money in the game.
I bought gems, sir. I have bought gems.
All right, enough of this crap.
I was just starting to get really convinced to buy it.
I had enough of that.
I bought gems.
The next, Scott, do you have something? Do you have something you want to add? you have something on it?
I don't know. I got confused by guitars and
Sorry,
whether they're good or...
Loud noises!
No, I was just saying, they gave us the philosophy of what the Gem Store would be before the game launched, and they seem to have stuck to it absolutely precisely so far.
So far.
Yeah, it's good. So other people, the people before the launch who were, the sky is falling. Oh no, they said this now, but eventually you'll see they'll be asking us to pay for, I don't know, being able to level up or something. I don't know.
Hey, they've only been in it for a month and a half. They have years to become corrupt.
The next item on the list, hopefully coming soon, is a hair change kit. So, sometimes with subscription fees, things like that, hair change kits are, I guess, free in other games. But I think Guild Wars 2, the gold gem system, completely fair. Well, if I understand, we see a couple different options here on this, right? There's also a makeover kit coming, which is like a complete makeover, just a haircut, and then Scott's favorite one, the random.
Yeah. There's nothing I like more than getting up in the morning and just running through my wardrobe and then just see what happens when I come out. Hey, I might end up with some of my wife's clothes, but that was my stupid fault, wasn't it? So I've just got to keep on wearing it.
I'm kind of wondering if they sat around and talked about this one and they were just like, you know what? Who knows if people are going to buy this one? Put it in there, throw it in there, see if it goes.
Let's see what happens.
You think a lot of people would buy this? I'd be so afraid to buy the random one.
No, I would never buy that. I don't want a random hairstyle, and I don't want a random complete makeover. That's not what I want. Now, maybe redo the appearance step by step, possibly. Name changes, 2 thumbs up, but, not random hairstyle. Or not
no, you're not going to take a chance.
Random name change would be a good one as well.
Oh.
I'm called Arse now. Oh.
And I got banned.
Yeah. What character? I'm not allowed to. What?
I got banned for my random name. That would
this one. So you all felt the same way. I mean, this was the most confusing one. Read this and I was just like, who's ever gonna buy this thing? Maybe it's just a test to just see. I mean, it probably doesn't.
They're just screwing with the data miners at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just screwing with them. I don't know. Maybe people will actually buy this. Maybe people really like the chance. Maybe we could start like in-game wagering, and it's like, hey man, if you lose the bet, you're gonna have to do the random.
You have to drink the. Yeah.
You have to drink the random makeover potion.
Take it.
Or it's a tool. It's a tool for griefers too. Like they go and mess up a bunch of people, and then they sip the potion and change their face. Who was that guy?
You could do that for PvP matches, right? You like set up matches. Winner gets to, the losing team has to all drink the potion.
Tournaments. That's what tournaments are going to be all about.
That'd be an amazing.
That's it. That's what the new tournaments have been set up for. At the end of it, you get tickets plus the loser gets to have a mandatory applied random appearance set.
We have to do this
That'd
now.
Be good.
Now we have to do this now. This has to be done.
I like it.
It's actually pretty funny.
Can that be the stake for our dungeon runs from now on? Whoever dies most.
Whoever
that'd
dies
be great.
Most.
We're gonna need it. We're gonna need an independent adjudicator on this one.
Last one on the list that you just touched on a little bit there, ability to change your name contract. So you're not going to be able to change their name. So, a lot of people that excited about the name change. You got a lot of people that, what did people just like grab names really too quickly? Now they're like, wow, that name kind of sucks.
Well, I think people are excited about changing their appearance because I think a lot of people at first night were going in there and trying to reserve the name, right? They were trying to reserve the name so quick that they just went quick through the character creation. So I think that's probably the hottest item right now. But yeah, name change. I'm not completely satisfied with my name because all my names I wanted were reserved for another account. So it would be cool to have the opportunity to change it if I think of something better.
Chat room is starting a petition to get my hairstyle in the game. Actually, they're not. I just kind of made that up so chat room would take it to do it, but
lies.
It'd be great, right?
I was really excited when I read self-style haircut because I was like, oh, it'll be like Eve Inferno where like you get to like really go in depth and like pull out sections and make it all. And no, that's not what they meant. That is.
I'd say what, like product or something? Give them mousse.
Yeah, like I thought you could actually like self-style it. No, that's not what you get to do.
Do they still make mousse? Isn't that from like the 80s?
I don't know. Do I look like I use it?
Yeah, I guess not. Wow. Oh yeah, we're from Jersey. I'm sure there's still moose going around Jersey for sure.
Absolutely.
Let's talk really quick. Pay some bills about some Netflix. Netflix. Wait, I can sing the song. Netflix.com/Gamebreaker TV. Get the 30-day free trial for you and me.
Yeah, I'm gonna get Netflix trial.
Stream it to your iPad.
Go to Netflix.com/Gamebreaker TV. Liz won't sing because she's embarrassed.
Just like a Netflix.
Gotta put everybody on camera because everybody wants to see Liz just turn red.
And Scott and I have no shame.
Go to Netflix.com/Gamebreaker TV.
I can't wait till you get an email from Netflix saying, please never ever again represent us.
This is their new theme song. It's gonna be on TV.
Why would they?
They're going to be getting Bob Dylan into the Netflix. They'll go, that made sense.
Totally
That
made
made
sense.
perfect sense.
Made sense?
Oh, I forgot I got to nerd out about Breaking Bad with Liz, so she won't sing. That's what she was holding back.
Yeah, Breaking Bad. Ooh, Breaking Bad.
It kind of gives the show. It gives me anxiety. The show gives me anxiety. Like every episode, I was like, and then you laugh, and then just like, oh my god.
It really does an excellent job of making you hate every character.
But then you love every character. Then it turns around, and you're just like, oh my god, I hate him. But
Only
Come
some
on.
of them. Like Jesse Pinkman, I have a soft spot for because he's such a poor, bumbling little idiot.
You don't like Tuco, huh?
He's scary.
Half people got that, half people didn't. All right. People go over, go to Netflix.com/Gamebreaker TV. Sign up with a free 30-day trial. You could be like Scott Hawks. And me.
I do? Yes. Okay.
What?
And me. That's
Check it out. Free 30-day trial. Go to
Fun.
Netflix.com/Gamebreaker TV. Sign up with a free 30-day trial today. And it's with the streaming service. If you guys like it, you keep it. It's $8 a month. If you don't, cancel it. And they don't charge you nothing for the entire month. So you get to watch all this stuff for a month for free, 30 days. Go check it out right now. It's the longest commercial I've ever done for them. It's good.
And the best.
Thank you, sir.
That's true.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
It's absolutely true.
I appreciate that. All right. Next up, Jonathan Sharp posted up this blog post. Am I the only one here that totally misread this and thought that the title of this article was about a new PvP map, maybe?
I really thought they were announcing a new map. I was like, oh, we're going to be on one of the Codan floating sanctuaries.
Ice, and there's going to be polar bears.
I
and
really
it's gonna
thought
be
it.
awesome, and no.
Not a bit of it.
Structured player versus player, the iceberg.
Dreams were crap.
It's the Codan map.
I really thought that's what it was going to be. And
Everybody did. Everybody thought structured PvP is coming, the iceberg. Everybody thought it. Didn't happen.
I was sad.
Jonathan Sharp
So sad.
sucks, basically.
Ruiner
Totally
of dreams.
He totally trolled the entire internet with this one.
He did.
We did learn.
Skates.
So unfortunately, it's not a new map called the iceberg. What did you say?
So you could have skates and stuff. It'd be like you got keg brawl, and in this one it's I don't know, most Canadian hockey matches or something. Just brutal sort of flying into each other, difficult to control. Walls would be great. Then I could slap a wall and people go bang right off it, flying backwards and everything because they've got no traction. It's fantastic. And no, it's just talking about tip of the iceberg. It's not
Just
good.
tip of the iceberg. We did learn some new cool stuff. So he said custom arenas are special PvP maps rented by players that will allow you to set up passwords, host scrims, and test strategies with your team. This will allow you to challenge other teams, work on your builds in secret, and test your skills one-on-one with friends. You can open up the server. You can open the server up to everyone and set the map rotation. you like best, or
Someone in chat said they thought.
What? What?
Someone in chat said they thought Scott said smack Walrus, and I found that really funny.
Cuckoo Cuckoo.
Smack a walrus?
Smack a walrus. Makes sense. You're on the ice, skating around the corridor, see a walrus, bang. Why not?
That could be the show name. That could be the show title.
skating, smacking around a walrus.
Smack a walrus.
Smack a walrus. He said, you can open the server up to everyone and set the map rotation you like best, or keep your...
I'm trying so hard. Let's go.
Oh, now everybody's got the giggles. Nice.
Let's do this.
Let's smack a walrus.
Calm. I'm collecting.
Liz, can you read this quote card for me? Thanks.
Sure. Where did we leave off?
You can open the server.
You can open the server.
Oh, okay. You really want to go for it?
You can open the server up to everyone and set the map rotation you like best, or keep your arena password protected so it serves as your private training ground.
Netflix.com/GameBreaker.TV. It's gonna be stuck in your head.
You can smack a walrus.
It's holy crap, everybody! It's almost like Guild Wars 2 actually cares about PvP. No, this is awesome. This is such an awesome feature. How good of a feature is this? This is great. I mean, we've seen things like this in other competitive games outside of the MMO scene, but I don't know if we've ever actually seen this type of structure or these kind of features for esports and for PvP in an MMO. Is this the first one? I've never seen it.
It's the...
Well, as soon as you say it's the first one, somebody will come up with some MMO that was from 1937.
Had 45 players.
Yeah. So, but it's certainly not something we've seen often. Let's leave it at
Meridian
that.
59 probably had it, and I just don't even know it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting because this is actually something that they mentioned or let slip a long time ago. They said something about custom rule sets. Everyone assumed that meant PvE servers. They thought you'd be able to rent and set your own, and they were really excited because open world PvP, and they obviously clearly missed the boat. So this is something that was hinted at way, way, way back. So it's really nice to see it coming to fruition.
This is going to be huge for the PvP community. I think everybody's going to love this. Any guesses or any speculation on how we'll be able to rent out the arenas? What do you guys think? Gold, gems, something else?
I would say gems.
I'm guessing gems. And it makes sense because the way that the paid tournaments are getting set up, the top 4 teams, I think, can actually win gems. So if you're a really good PvE or PvP player, you are competing in those paid tournaments, you are winning gems, and then converting those gems into your own custom arena.
And the only
cycle.
I was gonna say you're basically winning prize money to pay your rent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the one thing I thought of when I said that, the one thing I don't know about how you guys feel about this, but I hope it's not like a huge investment, right, for players? Because I mean, do you guys think it should be a pretty small fee that casual players can also get in here and kind of smack their buddies around?
I would hope
Smack my walrus up. Smack my up.
The Prodigy.
I love Prodigy.
Me too.
It's true.
Yeah, I don't know which way they'll go on the pricing there. I can actually see it being kind of expensive. I guess how long is the lease? If you're going to be able to rent these a month at a time, then I think it's going to be probably a substantial amount. But if they do give you some sort of daily rental or something like that, then I think it could be pretty cheap, and casuals would have be able to go in there and play around.
Yeah, it'd be nice if you could do it for varying lengths of time, so people who know that they're going to be competing in structured PvP on a regular basis can rent a longer-term thing, and those of us who would not make full use of a month of a custom arena could maybe not pay so much.
Do you think they'll have like different durations of sales here?
It'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Makes sense, yeah.
Buy it for a day, buy it for a week, buy it for a month, buy a lifetime maybe.
Buy it as an extension on your guild hall. There you go.
That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. That would be great.
Skirmish room.
As well as the custom arenas, ArenaNet are also working on an entry fee PvP tournaments that require a ticket. What are the big differences between these tournaments and what we've got right now in game?
Better prizes! Yay, prizes!
Yeah, you have to actually have a group of 5 people. So it's not gonna match you up with random people. So the competition is going to be stiffer, and you do get better prizes. Like Elizabeth said, one of the prizes, you can actually win gems if you're the top 2 teams, and if you're in the top 4 teams, you actually win more tournament tickets, so you can fuel yourself going in there more. So that's pretty exciting as well. It reminded me. I don't know if any of you guys played Magic the Gathering online, where you actually buy tournament tickets for that and you pay for the decks of cards, right? But if you win like the booster drafts of those tournaments, you actually get cards and tournament tickets again. And it really creates this addictive environment where you want to keep playing, you want to keep getting better so that you don't have to pay to keep playing, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Hardcore PvP is going to be all over this. Super all over this. Scott,
do you guys
hardcore PvPer?
Yeah, because I'm awesome at PvP. You should see me circle stream.
You got that right? Yeah. Keyboard turn.
So do you think that the custom arena thing is why we don't see dueling out in the world? Do you think they were waiting for this feature because they want people to go in there?
Oh,
conspiracy.
That's gonna make the chat room a little angry. Mind blown. That's a very good point. Because if you could, a lot of people would not pay to go like hide and in private. They would just go find a place off to the side and practice.
Right.
Yeah, but dueling generally suggests that it's a 1v1, and while you can 1v1 in the arenas, they allow a lot more, like being on the actual maps that you'd be SPVPing in.
But the interesting thing about that is in the blog post, he actually mentions you can go 1v1 in there.
I mentioned that, but it'd be one thing if that was all you could do. But since there's so much else to it, I don't necessarily see that being so much a thing. I don't know.
I'm going with Richie. I'm getting really close to pulling out of my tinfoil hat.
You're gonna walk off?
Yeah, I'll leave it under the desk right now. It's always there in case I need it. I'm not gonna.
Never mind.
There it is.
Hi, Guildhead.
Hi, Guildhead. For audio database
how are you?
This next section of the show is brought to you by Guildhead.com. Ding, dong, dong. All right, patch notes continue to roll in. First up, Laughing Audio. Laughing Audio has been removed from crafting stations in Divinity's Reach. Has anybody dealt with this? Is it just like ridiculous, annoying, laughing PC, I guess, there all the time? NPC there all the time?
Yeah, so there's a lot of laughter in the city, and if you're sitting there crafting, it gets really old. The laughing for me wasn't so much a thing. There's this one master tailor in Lion's Arch, and one of the 5 things she has a chance of saying if you come up and talk to her to buy stuff is, ideas are like cream. Good ones rise to the top, and I want to kill her. If there's ever an event or a bug or anything that flags NPCs for PvP, I will sit there and I will kill her. And God help her if she respawns.
She's the first one you're hunting down
until the end of her day.
No, seriously, I'll
I will
help. I'll help
her.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
In the immortal words of Simon Pegg, she makes me want to drown things. She really do. It's like after a while, just a screw into your skull. Just, shut up.
And so I know that they've been talking about having a slider to decrease NPC chatter frequency or that sort of thing, so they know it's a problem. But that is 10 times more annoying to me than the laughter, although the laughter was fairly annoying. So.
Also, the maximum karma limit has been raised, which I assume is a good thing, even though none of us, I don't think, are close to it. Am I correct?
No, it used to be 1 million, so nowhere near that.
1 million karma.
1 million karma. Yes, but now it's raised to what we don't know.
Do we have any idea about how many players are actually up in that range, or are they just doing this early because so many players are getting close?
Well, if you see anybody with a legendary,
Oh,
you know that they were one of them. Yeah.
You needed over 1 million for a legendary.
Yep. Richie was talking earlier about why have they increased this karma cap from 1 million? You know.
The speculation is it's about 500,000 for karma for the shards you need for a legendary, and then another 500,000 plus for the clovers you need. So if anybody was going for the legendary, you kind of needed to walk around, or it was convenient to walk around with more than 1 million karma. So that's probably why they raised it. But it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Why do you guys have so much? Give me some.
That's why people in guilds are trying to make sure they get that karma bonus, the karma percentage increase when they're farming them. It's so important if you're doing legendaries to have that in your guild. So guilds, if you're not sure on what you're going to go for,
go for the karma booster.
Go for the karma boost. It's really important.
Karma, chameleon.
She comes and goes.
All right, character select screen.
Into it.
The character select screen.
The boy George.
Now reflects hidden armor choices. This is a small one, but we thought we'd definitely add it in here. It was annoying a lot of people, so little quality of life perk in here. I think everybody's happy with that one.
I love that one. It's so fun. It's so funny. People talk about those small things, and it is small, but those things are, I don't know. They're important to people for some reason. You know, if you have a really ugly helmet and you take it off in game, and then you go to log out, you're like, that's not my character. That's not my character. Take that dead ocelot off of your head. That's not my character.
Yeah, there's a crafted cloth headpiece. I think it's the highest tier that looks like you put boxers that have been overstarched on your head upside down. And so I'm so glad that I can hide that, because it's just not what I want to think of my elementalist.
The next one up here on the list is one that people have been talking about for quite a while. The camera. They rolled out a change to reduce the amount of camera smoothing early in the game. Everybody's
sad relief, everyone.
Sad relief. Hasn't been noticeable to you guys. Definitely.
It's saying with this zen stillness that's happening now. As I run around and I'm not suddenly able to count the hairs up my left nostril for no apparent reason out of nowhere. Or, oh, look, it's my own arse. Oh, I didn't realize I was about to see that all of a sudden. Yeah. No, it's a lot better. I haven't got a chance to play with it lots, but so far there's been no obvious, what's going on, sort of, especially when you're in down state.
This was one that I don't agree with. You remember last week? I'm very much against this. I'm very much against this. I'm going to put a petition out and just try and get this reverted.
I still want them to increase the max camera distance. Please do that. Still, please.
How about increase the camera distance?
Increase. Okay.
Increase.
It's fine.
There you go.
Increase
and decrease. Both.
Do whatever you want.
Both want to go out, and then
I want camera to infinity.
Yeah, they have said that more changes are coming down the pipe. They just put in kind of a quick fix to smooth the patching over, patch the smoothing over, as they work on more changes and fixes for it, which is awesome. Because right now the camera really sucks.
There's some attributes gained from traits now applied to the down state. This is actually a pretty big bug fix, right? I mean, this is a lot of stats at 80.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's like you wonder why every time do I go down am I dead like immediately?
Why am I so much less effective when I'm almost dead?
That's right. This is nice. This is a good change.
Let's talk about some class changes. First, Scott, how's your Guardian doing this week?
Oh my god, are they just trying to make me make this face every week?
How's your 2-3-4 on the greatsword?
Shut up, man. Shut up. You don't know what it's like.
Signets, you can't hit people behind you now. That's fine. That's okay.
That's cool.
I don't mind that. And then they look at the greatsword and they go, you know what we'll do? I
love the greatsword so much. I just started playing the Guardian, and now it's
the greatsword is my favourite weapon on the Guardian. And what I like about the greatsword, as it was so self-contained that the switch out really was tactical, like for different, when you wanted to just do different things to have utility with a second weapon, your air switch. Now, it's absolutely necessary to switch between weapons in the middle of your rotation. Because what they've done is they've increased Symbol of Wrath from 10 seconds cooldown to 20 seconds. Bit of an increase. And then they've reduced, they've reduced leap down from 20 to 15. So it's a 25% reduction on that to make up for the 100% increase on Wrath.
Yeah.
And the reason is they're worried about what Retaliation's doing and trying to nerf Retaliation. But that's nerfing more than just Retaliation. That's a really big part of Guardian's Greatsword DPS is in Symbol of Wrath, is that AoE DPS it calls. Plus, a lot of the synchronicity that you have with your traits and so on, for like things like heals, for vulnerability, things like that, a lot of builds are based on that. So increasing, like doubling the time that it takes to be able to use it again is a massive effect. What's supposedly just to fix Retaliation, and it doesn't really fix Retaliation's uptime. You can get around it in other ways. So they have nerfed the hell out of Greatsword now. Plus, they did it in a way where they switched around the abilities on what numbers they're hit by. So if you went 1, 2, 3, 4 now, it's 1, 4, 2, 3, 2, or whatever. Now, I don't mind that much. A lot of people have been complaining. It was a pain for the first few days, but you get used to it again. Honestly, I just couldn't believe it. They have nerfed the crap out of it. So, yes. The people say maybe it was overpowered, but...
The mediocre sword, it is now referred to.
Scott, why did they switch up? Why did they switch up the numbers 2, 3, 4, do you think?
Because what they did, they put it in the order of due to the cooldown, so it increases in like the cooldown factor. So
it matches most
10,
other
15,
skill sets,
20 second cooldown now, right? So they switched them around to match that. It fits with the way that other weapons on other classes are sort of structured. So it streamlines into that. But for people who have been doing it for a while, I know it came with world's smallest violin. I love Greatsword Guardian. I absolutely love Greatsword Guardian. And as I said, now, like, if I use sword as my off weapon because I use the closer on the sword, because I like to use the closer on leap on the Greatsword as a finisher with a field. So if I use that, because I've got the Symbol of Wrath much less, it really inhibits things. The bro.
Who's chopping onions in here?
It is very sad, though.
All right. Let's talk about some mesmers. They got hit pretty hard too, right? Increased cooldowns on a ton of abilities.
Sucks to be a staff mesmer.
Yeah, they wrecked Phantasms. They made most of the Phantasms cooldowns way high, affecting the staff, the offhand pistol, and the offhand sword. Right?
Yeah.
A lot of increased in Chaos Storm as well. They increased the cooldowns along to that. So
do we know are these changes changing the class like in a way that a lot of people are re-rolling or going with different classes? I wonder, because I mean mesmers were like the class to be in PvP.
It's hard to tell what is just QQ and being upset and what is legitimate kind of criticism of it. So I mean, there's obviously a ton of people just railing against these changes and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't play in Mesmer, so I don't know if it's justified or not. But definitely people are upset.
I did log on to data play a bit, and it wasn't awful. So
I'm gonna have to. I'll ask the old Ed Park.
Yeah, see what he thinks
tonight. Find out what he thinks about the new changes. Thieves saw their pistol.
But Mesmer's deserved it. Mesmer's deserved it though. So
they did.
Guardian, no way. Mesmer.
No. Mesmer's just did.
And Thieves deserve every nerf they get.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got pistol whip damage reduced by 15%. I heard a lot of people just pistol whip just destroying people when using the haste boon, right? Was it just totally out of whack?
It was just way too. Yeah, it was just mash heaven. People were getting leveled with it. So yeah, it was one of them. It stuck out like a sore thumb. Any other big class changes that you guys noticed this week?
Elementalist, Glyph of Renewal, not reviving people from the dead anymore. Just
working as intended. How dare that signet work that way? Seriously.
No more infinite range for Elementalists, no more rezzing from the dead. Like, come on, no more.
No one wants to have dungeon runs anymore.
I know.
My skills aren't broken.
All right, next up, ArenaNet put out a blog post to help point out people in the right direction of legendary weapons.
Don't make those noises.
Wait a minute. I need to get a bag of ice or something.
Gary's face.
Strap myself in. Hold on.
Good Lord. Do you need to go find another room?
No, I'm okay.
You okay? All right. Well,
okay.
Wow.
There really isn't much about this except I just wanted to play this video.
Hello, I'm Isaiah Cartwright, lead designer of Guild Wars 2, and we're going to talk about legendaries today. Legendaries are kind of the pinnacle of weaponry in Guild Wars 2. Players are able to scour all over Tyria, collecting items and forge them into these really impressive weapons. The weapons are kind of this blend of art and effects that really can let you change your character. You can change the way your character looks. You can have your footprints that change so everyone can see them. You have really impressive slash effects, and they can change the projectiles that your character has, really allowing you to show off your and symbolize all the things that you've been doing.
Warrior is going to have that.
Even the pages turn. The pages turn.
And I want it.
The shield is awesome.
Make a shield build just so I can
good.
build it.
That with bolt. Oh my god, that'd be crazy.
Only 1 million karma.
Yeah. You can have one by next Christmas.
Keep going.
Weapon porn.
To continue to talk about legendaries and my blog post, and just want you guys to
the hammer.
Continue playing. And thanks for playing.
Liquid metal hammer.
You don't even get to see the footsteps, do you? Though.
No, they don't show.
No.
Somebody talks about it, but they don't show it. Because that makes sense in the video. Oh yeah.
Talking. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, but they nerfed that, Scott. That's the great sword.
Don't ruin it for me. Oh, it's day, then it's night, and it's awesome at any time of day.
Was he pushing 2 or 4 there? I'm confused.
I don't care. He looked great.
Roll in the dungeons.
My God.
Roll.
It's just ridiculous. Oh, it's so good.
It is gorgeous.
I want eternity. So bad. Like, so bad.
That's only 2 million karma.
Raiding. Well, I want that. That's what I want. That's endgame. I want that.
Alrighty, so now we're going to move on to some viewer questions. This one is from Zerdav. Scotty, okay?
Hmm.
Do you need a minute to collect?
I've drunk a lot of coffee today. We're going to a coffee machine and it's having adverse effects.
We'll just bring it down a notch. Just bring it down a little notch,
Okay.
Simmer down now.
Simmer down now. Simmer down.
Zerdav says, at the moment, trading post prices are silly, and often finished crafting products cost less than the materials needed to make it. Do you see a change to this, and how?
We've been saying this for like a month and a half.
Yeah, and everybody just keeps going like, maybe it'll just balance out. It'll balance out. Just give it some more time. It'll balance out. I don't know. Is it not balancing out? Do we have a problem here, Houston? Do we have a problem?
But that's usually the way. I'm sorry, but most games, it's usually the way. unless it's an incredibly rare weapon that everybody wants. You want you make the items to level up, and so the components for them are much more valuable than the items themselves that people are just trying to get rid of to recoup some of the losses that they've had to make on spending on the different things from the crafting vendors. So this is absolutely what happens in every... Like, go to any MMO you find, and that will be the case. So, is it still out of whack? Yes, it is, but that isn't really that much of an example of it, in my eyes, especially as you're leveling up. I mean, it's going to cost you more to buy the items, to make a level 10 sword. Yes, it will, because who wants the level 10 sword?
Yep.
Not really.
Yeah.
Is this just like an inherent flaw, though, in crafting, like in general? Like that just, not that it's a flaw, but it makes the whole thing kind of lame, right? Like it makes all those things you just make and craft just to level that stuff up just crap, and it's not even like really worth it.
Well, in a lot of games, that's the argument, though, right? Crafting's worthless, right? Because I can't sell anything that I make, and everything's crap, But in this game, crafting can net you, just one profession nets you 10 levels, right? And then you can make cool skins for your gear that look, different than other things. So you can still use those, your crafting profession for those two things. Is it going to make you tons of money? No, it's not, because everyone else and their grandmother can make the same things as you, and it's a global economy, and the supply is crazy with those same items. So of course the raw materials are going to be worth more than everything else. I just think this is a thing that people are still getting used to. They're used to MMOs where the economy is kind of broken, and you can go in and you can make these huge returns on your investment by duping other players and pulling the wool over other players' eyes. That's just not going to happen with a global economy set up like this.
But isn't that why you need a crafting system that slightly mimics like the real life more than anything? Like you need one where there's master craftsmen who are just amazing at making certain things, and there's not many of them. Like that you need a system that kind of really differentiates crafters, and not just this list of things that you can just make.
Yeah, it's a choice that that day one designers have to decide on when they're doing this crafting. You're going to have that sort of thing where you have, it's either it's like legendaries but for recipes. And so only a very limited number of people are going to have them, or it's a very random, rare chance to get a certain recipe. So that means you are the guy who has it. Or do you have it where it's accessible to everybody, and it's the similar sort of grind? I mean, in Guild Wars 2, it's not as bad as in other games, because you'll still make stuff that you can use. It will be like level commensurate and stuff that you can actually use. I do use some of the gear I make, but then I go, right, I've got that piece I need for that slot, I'm going to make 30 of these. Now, what I'm going to do is, if I make a masterwork that might sell, which, to be honest, I don't usually do anyway, I'll just salvage it all, get back as much of the materials I can, use them again, or sell those materials up. So, if you're selling items on the trading post, I'm not quite sure whether that's because I'm not sure you understand the economy, rather than whether the economy itself is a problem. That's just the way it's built. So having been able to salvage stuff, the supply is always going to be there, because it's the most useful commodities and materials, rather than the items, until the very end.
Additionally, if you're going to sell in the trading post, sell it for more than 1 copper above the vending price. I think one of the things that they updated, they actually put this in now, the game will show you how much you're going to make after sales tax, which means that people hopefully will know better than to sell something for 1 copper above the vendor price, and therefore make less than they would actually selling it to the vendor. So, be smart.
That was a cool little feature they put in there. Snuck it in.
Yeah.
All right, next up from Johan T-Man Tortensen he says, now that legendary items are starting to show up in game, do you feel that the time to acquire was too short, considering the game is only 1.5 months old?
No.
No.
Yeah, you think about the timings, right?
Yeah, the timing's definitely right, because the people that have legendaries have had large groups of people helping them, right? They've had the backing of Guild, funding them tons of materials and helping them. And the reason why I say no is because I'm looking at the list of requirements as someone who plays almost every single night and plans on playing for a long time, and I don't think I'll ever see one. I don't think I'll ever be able to get one. So it's definitely not something that was done very quickly or very very trivially. These people had the support of a lot of people to get it done that quickly.
What do you think, Liz?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the idea of making it any longer because as it is, I joked a couple shows ago that I'll be lucky if I get one by the time we're celebrating Guild Wars 2's first anniversary, but that's not really a joke because, I split up my playtime on a bunch of different characters, which means my karma gain is high, but it's high across many characters, which means no one's gonna hit 1 million anytime soon. So I'm pretty okay with the length of time it's gonna take.
Hawks.
The only way you're gonna have you can stop people getting them so quick is by gating it, because if it's something that anyone can do, it means that someone's going to be able to do it quicker than the vast majority of people. That's just common sense. So the only way to stop anybody from being able to get to them, but remember, it's not like you're walking into Lion's Arch and they're everywhere. Like, these are still very rare. Think of the amount of achievements that when MMOs release, how many the big things are done within like 24 hours or within a week, unless they're gated, and so there's a time delay to stop you from being able to do them. That's the only way to stop that happening, getting them so soon. So if it's fair for everybody to get, it's not surprising that they're starting to appear now. And the fact that it takes 6 weeks for people who's complete, like, these are the hard edge, know what they're doing, that have got people supporting them, are machines at this game, are able to get it, and it's still taken 6 weeks, it tells you, for everybody else, a lot longer. And that seems fair.
All right, last up this week from Jason Fabok. He says, with the game being heavy on cosmetic gear instead of stat gear, would you like to see ArenaNet open up the ability to transmute the appearance of any item onto armor usable by your class? Example, a warrior transmuting a medium armor look onto a heavy armor piece to create a custom look that you desire. Unfortunately, I'm going to just put my 2 cents in real quick. I don't think you're ever going to see this because that would mean that they'd probably have to make like custom texture maps for all of this stuff to even like work, and that's a lot of artwork that probably doesn't exist.
Yeah, and this is actually something that another Massively writer brought up. He was like, why can't you do this, and also why can't you reskin other weapons onto other weapons? And so imagine you're a warrior and you're in like either structured PvP or world versus world, and you come across someone who's running towards you. They're wearing medium armor and they're wielding a sword, and you're like, okay, I'm up either against a ranger or a thief. And then they start shooting firebolts at you. Like, it's just the whole idea of silhouettes and being able to recognize, okay, I'm going up against someone of at least this general range of class, and they have this weapon, which means they're this sort of person, or they're going to have this sort of skill, and this is what I have to protect against. Doesn't work if you can transmute skin types. It just doesn't.
Yeah, I don't want them to do that either. I actually like the fact that at least in Guild Wars 2, the heavy armor folks are stuck in heavy armor, and the medium armor are, all the way down the line. Because in a lot of games, you'll have the heavy armor guys can actually wear medium and light, and it's just like the cloth people that are screwed. But in this game, everyone is set in their own armor type, and you have to wear that type. And and like Elizabeth said, the silhouettes match. And I do like that quite a bit. I think it would cheapen the choice of what profession you're playing, a little bit, if you can just wear, funny looking robes on your warrior.
Especially when you consider that a lot of the weapons are shared across the different professions. So the weapons, the weapons don't tell you what profession you are, because a lot of different weapons, you can share them. A lot of them have different weapons. So it's the armor that sets them apart. And I don't think it should be that interchangeable. I think it should, right, I've chosen this profession, so that means I'm going to look like that. To me, that makes sense. And I think you'd lose the individuality of the profession and the way it looks if you did that. Yeah, I'm gonna lose my
Scott Holtz, follow him on the Twitter at Jared
Follow me on Twitter.
Go to Zam.com and Guildhead. I gotta stop picking because I gotta change the camera to Elizabeth. Follow Elizabeth Claire on the Twitter at Elizabeth Claire. Go to Bashment.com and read all her great, amazing things over at Elizabeth Claire. Gotta stop picking again to change the camera. Rich Procopio, follow him on the Twitter. Follow him on the Twitter at Rich Procopio. Go to Bog Otter on the YouTubes and go to Gamebreaker. Rich Procopio.
Go wherever.
Go wherever.
Go everywhere. Go everywhere.
Yeehaw!
Everybody can follow me on the Twitter at Garrigan.
You can also see him on tour in the Northern Ontario in the next 3 weeks.
Yes.
Getting shooed out of bars.
Can't wait to be there. Coming down. I actually really someday Gamebreaker will go on tour. I'm thinking about we're gonna do a road show where we're just gonna go city to city. We're just
Come to Red Lion.
no.
No.
We definitely will be skipping the Red
Fair
Lion.
enough. Understandable. Okay.
Come over to Gamebreaker.tv. I don't know. We got a new website. We got all new stuff, some new shows, all kinds of crazy crap coming. Slinging crap left and right, Monday through Friday. That's what we do. So
Poo of various colors.
I gotta unlock the magenta poo. That is my goal for the night. So I'll be sharing it up on the Twitter. So follow me, guys. Have a great week.
Good
Watch
luck.
GuildCast, and we'll see you next week. Don't forget, we got an early show next week live on Tuesday.
Whack-a.